Hello and welcome to our new episode of Truthbombs and bloopers. I'm happy. I just wanted to say hi, Priska. I'm so happy to be here with you again. We've been talking for over an hour now, and we decided to make a quick episode today to bring up and show from our perspective what has been happening for our clients in our own personal life, and maybe it will help you to figure out things for yourself and make life a bit easier.
Hallelujah.
Yeah,
I like easier. Let's go with easier
life. Yeah, it's been a lot these days, and don't we say that every time we meet?
I think since we know each other,
yes.
And we have like checking in on each other, it's like, oh my goodness, it has been so much.
I mean, this week was epic.
This week, dude. yeah, but it's true, right? Since a few years, I have the feeling that there's just so much going, and we're so much growing constantly. So it's actually just true.
Yeah,
what is going on?
Yeah. So you just told me that last week you did like 90 readings for people, and what was like the common theme that was there like an energy that kept coming up?
Yeah, it was like crazy. First, thank you, Christina, for inspiring me to do the angel readings again, because I haven't been doing those for quite a while, and obviously people were super interested in those.
Yeah, because Priska is such a great channel and she doesn't really know. And
thank you. Thank you, likewise. So but yeah, like I always work with card decks, like mostly with like 8 card decks, and mostly I don't even know how many cards there are in a card deck. 50 cards, I don't even know. But I use the cards, some kind of like a password, like a code that I put into a computer, and then I get some kind of more information, like the downloads. And there was just one card that just like, I think from 19 readings, like in 15 readings, this card was coming up, which is just crazy when we think about that. It's, I don't know, 50 times 8. I don't want to, like, I'm not good in math.
50
so
times 8, it's 400. 80
Thank
or
you
8?
So much. That's
50.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The 400 cards, and one card keeps popping up, and I only pull, I don't know, 10 cards or something. So like chances are so crazy that this happens. And it was all about breaking free. Like this energy of really like breaking out of old paradigms, of old dynamics, of old statics, like things that have been always like this, and really like following your own truth. And like there's so much noise right now in the world, and so much is happening, which is great. It's good. It's like so good. There's so much movement, but that we really get to also see, oh my goodness, is this really how I want to live? Is this really who I am? Is this really how I want to show up in the world? And also learning new things. We talked about last week, right? About this whole Black Lives Matters movement, and how much healing also is happening. And of course, before the healing can happen, a lot of gunk has to come out, and anger and sadness, and but like also learning new things about ourselves. Like for me, what we talked about last week, how also I realized, oh my goodness, like I had no clue that I was like that, or that I was thinking like that, or that I'm so biased about certain things, and I did not even know it. And so it's really all about this newness, about going new ways, discovering new ways. This is really the theme that has been coming up a lot. And of course, when we work with clients, it's always about looking into the past, cleaning out the relationship closet, like getting clarity about what you actually want to create, your unique relationship blueprint, and how you can like embody this essence of yours to really magnetize the relationship that really fulfills and ignites your soul.
So is
this something you have? Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, when you said all the gunk has to come up, I just got the image from a pipe that is really blocked, and everyone feels this kind of, we want to go through a tunnel, but before we can go through the clear tunnel, we need to get rid of all the thick layers of junk and you know, when you have to plug the bathtub or the shower, all that dirt that comes up, that's exactly the image I got. That you know, because we are shifting slowly into, some people talk about from third dimension into fifth dimension, into more subtle energies. Also from the astrological point, we are shifting in the age of Aquarius from the age of Pisces, and where some people said it's the end of the world. It was not the end of the world, but it was just the end of the age. And this age of Aquarius is all about this breaking through old structures and shifting and breaking free and finding and also going more into the heart space and working more from the heart chakra. And I think that's gonna take a few years, but we're like really deep plumping or decluttering all this thick layers of crap that we have been building up.
So true.
In the old paradigm.
Yeah. And it's so funny. Whenever you say the age of Aquarius, I'm like in hair.
Aquarius. Age of Aquarius. Everybody naked.
Yes, like dancing on the tables. Like,
yes.
Oh my goodness, I love that movie.
And I saw the musical about 5 times when they was touring it. So I love it. Yeah.
Sorry, total change of like, it's just every
no, but
time
it's true.
It's the age of Aquarius. I just like when the moon like,
is in the 7th house.
It's like I just really love that song, and I have to listen to it again.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really about this like this Aquarius energy, about like really like breaking through exactly. What Robert is saying. Yes, like not this linear or you know like not this old thing, but really breaking the patterns and like yeah. Is this also something that you have seen in your clients, or is this something that you're more seeing in your own life?
Yeah, I have seen it in a lot of clients, and also yesterday I was posting about maybe you might feel a bit confused right now, because also we had all these 3 planets are retrograde: Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury, no, even 4. Then we had a solar eclipse. Then we had a new moon in Cancer, which brings up all the emotions. No wonder people are feeling very, very confused and blocked, and it can feel a bit like as if you would want to run somewhere or fly to a new destination, but you don't have really a destination on your ticket, or don't even have a ticket. You don't know where to. You don't have really a vision, and that's why a lot of people kind of feel a bit useless right now. They don't really know where. Maybe also with the change of what's going on in the world with COVID, we have to redefine what are the things that I used to do, or the projects I had, or whatever, the connections I had, are they still fitting into this new world? Nobody really wants to go back to the old. And so kind of we need to go through this feeling of almost like we feel like we're going 3 steps forward and 5 steps back and 3 steps forward, and it doesn't really have a direction. And I think it's really hard to get your inspiration and motivation through the unknowing when you don't have a clear North Star.
It's hard,
yeah, and it requires a new way of thinking. And I think that's a theme that will come up for a longer period than we were hoping, that we kind of need to get familiar with the unknowing. And the uncertainty is actually, we talked about it before, not knowing what the solution is right now doesn't mean it's lost time, or that we kind of cannot get anywhere. It's actually helping us to collect wisdom, make experiences, look at it as a lesson to surrender right now.
Yeah, Yeah, because I think we're always like, we're so prone to wanting to have a solution ready.
Yeah, yeah,
Because we talked about it earlier, because we want things to be round, we want things to be healed and finished so that we can be free.
yeah,
And how we all have our construction sites where we just keep learning, and these are mostly, maybe it's a person or a situation or a thing, a topic that keeps coming in our lives.
yeah.
And we can, sometimes we feel so fed up with it, because like, oh damn it, man, I really look at it just so many times, I'm just so done with this, like just let it be done and over. And then it's just another layer and another layer, you know, and you can get so fed up with it. But just knowing, okay, I just trusting the process, that this is there for some reason. It's not that you're like just a stupid ignorant person, that you cannot get the lesson, or that you kind of like, I don't know, are not enlightened enough or not spiritual enough. No, but just to see, okay, this is where my soul wants to grow, this is where my system wants to expand, and take these things really as a gift in a way. Of course we can still be annoyed, and we have amazing friends like Christina, where I can come to and cry into her lap when I'm getting too much again. Or I feel it's feeling too intense or annoying or whatever. But to just see these things where we don't have the solution yet, also as some like really like a school in some way, you know, for our souls and our beings.
Yeah. And I think like we have some life lessons are like little dots on our journey, and some are almost like a big onion that we probably have with us our whole life, and we get closer to the core layer by layer by layer, but it will always be with us, because without it we would not grow. Without it we would not have this kick in the ass to really find teachers and therapists and buy the books and all that what our soul requires. The soul is not interested in the solution. The soul is really interested in that journey of learning and discovering, and there is, in this uncertainty, there is really this wisdom. But it's interesting because what you said, so everybody is kind of longing for that freedom and the harmony and like this breaking free, and at the same time we're kind of held back right now and faced so strongly with the old fears and the shadows, and because they all came up now for most of us. And just remember, it's just the old gunk that needs to get cleaned, so we can go even deeper.
It's a purging. It really is a purging to become the person that we're actually meant to be. And of course it's also breaking free. I mean, like, this also brings clarity, because when we know, because all these things that have been under the water have been unconscious somewhere, like just influencing our life, but we didn't know about them, and now they're coming up, so we can face them, we can look at them, it's like we can name them, and we can say, oh, okay, hi, this is you know, like, you have been such an annoying bitch the last few years in my life, so that we can also do something about it and like befriend these things and say, oh, okay, what do you need, you know, like. And this is also a way of breaking free, by accepting first, because you can only let go of things by accepting them. Like if I want to let go of that phone, or if I want to like put it away, I first have to take it, right? Otherwise it's just constantly lying here in my surrounding, so that I can actually then put it away. And so it's mostly also when we have feelings or things that we feel so annoyed with, like the acceptance of these things is actually the way to break free. It's like seeing them as our kids, as our children, because we've created them, right? Somewhere in our, like, we have created a story, or something, a trauma that we have created within our system because of what has happened to us. And it's all about like just nursing this or like taking it back and looking, what do you need, what does the inner child need, so that all of a sudden these things can just disappear. But the way is always about like first accepting them so that they can dissolve. And some things, again, as you said, that you can take them back and back and back, and they just don't go and it can take years, like decades, that until it's really solved. But it's always the way of like taking them home in some way.
I think and they will approach in a different way. I mean, think of something that triggers you for years. Every time it comes up, it will be from a different angle, from a different perspective. And when you think back the last time it was here, you already figured out a lot about it.
So true.
And
I always, sorry, go ahead.
And you will approach it differently. And it doesn't mean it will not be as intense, but you know it, and you start to it's the puzzle pieces make more and more sense each time it comes up.
100%. I always show my clients, this labyrinth of Chartres, because when you go very fast, you got very close to the goal, to whatever you want to call it, God, like the goal. Let's call it the goal. But all of a sudden you're out again. You think, what the hell? I was just so close. Now I'm out again. But in the end, when you look the whole way, you're actually much closer to the center than you were when you were just starting out. But we don't know it. We don't see it. All we see is like, actually, I'm here again. What the hell? I'm so bad, or I suck, or I did not do the right practices. But this is not how it is. It's really about, like, it's just a different level in some way.
Dimension.
Same. Exactly. They're reading the same problem, but on a different level. So we are not stagnant. We're not like constantly going back. We're still moving forward, even if it looks like we're going backwards.
Exactly. Yeah. And don't feel bad, because we often, when we don't feel this, when we feel something is off, we feel like we are not 100%, we're not accepting ourselves at this moment, and we cannot rest until we find a solution. And there's really what you just said about the acceptance. Just accept that you have this challenge. It's a nice an image of the children, or I often see it as my teacher.
Yes,
that shows up. It's something I actually should honor, and rather than pushing down, oh, now you're here again.
We're so easily going there. It's also logical, because let's face it, it's just annoying. Sometimes it's really annoying. And I mean, like, how much frustration I sometimes have about my topics, and I think, dude, I have been working out so hard on this already. How can it not kind of still be here? And it's just here because it's not meant to be gone yet. It's okay. It's like, and I know you have yours too. So we have all these things, and we can get so impatient about it, and it's normal, it's human, but just don't stay there. Just feel the impatience and realize, oh, okay, there we are again. It's okay. We're all in the same boat. We all have them, because sometimes we also start to compare ourselves with other people, and then think, oh, but she, this Instagram girl, she has figured it all out. She is like, and she does. She hasn't. We all have our topics. It just looks like nobody talks about it, because mostly we don't talk about these kind of things in public, but we all have these things.
And kind of look, while you are dealing with that thing you don't want to have, just look around what in that time you have already around you. Because I just sorry, I always get the images, but while you were speaking, I just got this image from, like, you dig this hole again in the mud, and you and then you are tired from digging that hole again, but actually you had maybe a beautiful day in the sun, and while you were digging that hole, you met someone, or you saw that there is a beautiful plant next to you. And that's what I want to say, like, while we are suffering and exploring that subconscious, we are getting richer, and we explore so much about our psyche, our subconscious, whatever.
And sometimes the suffering is also a choice after feeling it, because sometimes I think the suffering pain becomes suffering when we resist it, when we want to push it away, when we don't accept that we're out in the garden now digging that fucking hole again. That's when we start suffering. But if we could stay in this acceptance of, okay, I'm out there digging again, and it hurts, I'm tired, but just being with the tiredness, being with the pain, and it goes, like, it always passes, doesn't it? It always passes.
It always passes.
And then we can just be in the pain and also see the beauty within that, you know, like, because the pain always teaches us something. Like when you have a pattern to see, oh, okay, this story comes up again, and just embrace your inner child and be with it. And, you know, so I think suffering sometimes really becomes a choice when we start, or it's a choice in the sense of that it starts being a suffering when we resist what is. Yeah. When we don't embrace what is coming up for us.
And also, you know, often we get so scared when we start to really, when the pain turns into like crying, for example, you know, when we really feel, oh my God, it's triggering me so much that I'm even crying. But actually, crying is the release. It's like rain for nature. It's like all this blocked energy that has been building up, suddenly you can release it, and often afterwards you feel so much better. And 100%. Don't you think also, or I experienced that with me, when I get down to the crying part, I'm like, oh my God, this is so going so deep. How come I got here? But actually that's the tip of the mountain. The iceberg, I wanted to say. The berg. The berg. It's the berg, but it's the iceberg. No, true. It's the mountain, the Swiss mountain, and then it's like the release.
I'm sorry, it's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's you're totally right. Like, and then it just can release, and I think it's a beautiful picture that you just shared with us. You know, the rain.
Yeah.
It really also is like it's creating something new, and it's like it's nurturing something, you know, that can grow, like the seeds that we have planted. So I love this picture of the crying, you know, being this nurturing energy of rain.
Yeah.
That creates something new.
Yeah. Crying berg.
Crying is so good.
Yeah,
I love
crying is great. But when you're in it, I don't know. I don't like it when I'm in it, but afterwards it feels good.
Well, sometimes I like to cry too.
I like it when you realize you get touched on a very deep level.
Yes.
That's a beautiful cry.
Yes.
Like when you cry out of
the ugly cry, you mean?
Yeah, the ugly cry is not so nice. But when you cry out of love, of like really being touched on a soul level by, for instance, by music, I can through music or through images, or when I look at my children, you know, that's beautiful opening of the heart, actually.
Yeah. Sometimes I also like to cry from sadness. There also is good crying for me. I don't know if this is for everyone. Maybe I'm just weird. I don't know. But yes, there is also I'm just weird. Okay, I take it. But I think there's good crying there too. But there's also crying when you really feel like, oh my God, it's just like the end of the fucking world, and I don't know how I ever get out of this hole ever again, and just everything is dark. And like these kind of moments, of course I have these too, and this, I cannot say that this is so much fun, but yes, afterwards the clarity is coming. This one, like, oh, okay, now it's like really, like you say, like it's raining. And then the clouds, you know, it cleans the air so that we can actually see again.
So
I have again a song in my head.
Which one? I have
clearly now the rain has gone. This is the musical version this time.
Exactly. The age of Aquarius.
The age of Aquarius.
And then
I can see clearly now the rain has gone. Gone. I don't even know.
Gone. It hasn't come.
Gone,
It's gone.
No obstacles in my way. Yeah, something like that. Oh my goodness, then we have the musical version. Did you see, sorry, this is a totally different thing. There's Grey's Anatomy. I never really watched that, but there's a musical version of Grey's Anatomy.
Really? No.
Yes!
Really?
It was so good that they were thinking like it's super old. I don't know why this is coming into my mind right now because I never even watched this series. But I saw this one like piece of it, and then I watched it, and I really like this episode so much.
Okay, no, I never saw it. Yeah, let's
like
do a musical episode next time. Like
yeah, that's great. I think, and I have to invite Boss. I think we will be jealous.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Yeah, he actually hates musicals to watch them, but to sing them, that's another story.
Okay. Yeah, so we include Bass as the background singer.
Exactly. Well, I don't know if he will do the background. He will probably do like he will jump into the picture, you know, with the jazz hands. Exactly. Oh my goodness. I think this is a great episode. I love this one. Is there something else you have to share, Christina, or want to share?
No, just remember, if you feel, as we mentioned right now, if you feel confused, if you feel like you're going through life like with breaks and you want to go forward, but it's like blocking, and you also, a lot of people are dreaming very intensely at the moment.
Oh yeah.
And that has to again to do with the shadow and stuff that's coming up and wants to say, hi, I'm here, look at me. Amazing. So just know that everything is fine with you, and we're all going through this together, and surrender and do something with the unknown.
Be okay, like befriend the unknown, right? Yeah, and let me know if you also have crying periods that you're enjoying, or if I'm the only crazy person in this place.
Today I need to cry. Let's just cry for an hour. It's so good. No,
it's so good. Yes, there are people. I even say that sometimes to clients that they should watch a sad movie that makes them cry, because sometimes people really are stuck.
That's true.
Stuck in crying.
Absolutely.
And when they can start watch a movie, you know, that it starts flowing, and all of a sudden everything gets. Oops, sorry.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, because it's so held back and
yeah, exactly. And then you kind of free the tears, and when you start crying, all of a sudden you can also be sad about what happened in your relationship or with your mom or whatever. Like all of this.
That's true. Yeah.
So yeah, that's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. We've enjoyed it very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And goodbye.
Namaste.
Namaste. Hello and welcome.
We're not dancing. Namaste.
Namaste.
Bye. Bye.
Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste.
Was ist das für ein Wort? Namaste?
Oh, namaste, because they always say namaste, like staying, and namaste go.
Aha. Okay, jetzt check ich. Ich dachte, ui, vielleicht kenne ich irgendein Hindu-Wort nicht.
I have no clue. Nein, das ist nur...
Ich habe nicht genau aufgepasst dort in dieser Lektion.
Ja, dann hast du völlig gepennt.
Ja, dort habe ich gebrüllt.
Du warst irgendwie so berührt von dem letzten Asana. Wie heisst es?
Asana?
Asana, merci. Ich habe, glaube die ganze Yoga-Stunde verpasst.
Asana.
Anastasia. Freedom for my ears. Let's do it like that then.
Let's do it.